Hey guys, welcome back. At this time, we will be learning about electronic and robotic components that we will be using in our band projects. Do you want to know more? Let's hit on ground running because it's Miller time. So the first concept that we need to master, yes, is the concept broadboard, breadboard, or motherboard. This is the broadboard. This is the breadboard. It has three different names. What's the broadboard? Breadboard, motherboard, right? And you gotta recall what is its main function. Its main function it lets you quickly connect electronic components without being soldering, right? Without soldering. That's the main point. Quickly connect. Then we are going to link this concept acquired with two simple words. Quickly connect. Quickly connect. Then you already know this. Quickly connect, right? So the quickly connect is its main function. Quickly connect without soldering nothing, right? Then you already know this. This is the broadboard, and its main function is quickly connect. Its main function is quickly connect. Perfect. So the second concept that we need to master is what is the concept? What is a resistance, right? And this is a small piece of components, right? Electronic components. Look at this. I'm going to show you in my screen what is a resistance, but you already know this, okay? The resistance, its main function is to protect circuits. Protect, okay? Resistance protect, helps to protect circuits. It is control. It has the Ohm's law. Okay. Ohm's law controls the current. Okay, and it has an amazing piece of concept that is the Ohm's law, the Ohm's equation, and this equation is saying that the current is equal voltage divided resistance. It's just a division, nothing else. Then we will be using this in our labs, right? So you gotta recall this. Resistance, protect, circuit. Resistance, protect, circuit. Resistance, resistance, perfect. Resistance is one of the ways that we can use to protect the circuits, right? Now we gotta master this. You already know how is it called, right? Its name is a potentiometer, right? A potentiometer. The potentiometer this is a fixed resistance. Okay? It's an static resistance or fixed resistance. This is a variable resistance. Fixed resistance, variable resistance. Fixed resistance, variable resistance, right? What do you need to know about potentiometer? Potentiometer is the one responsible for controlling the current. Teacher, why? Because it's the resistance. It's a variable resistance. As you gotta recall what is the Ohm's law. What is the Ohm's equation, right? The Ohm's equation is saying that if I divide the voltage divided by resistance, and this is one of the electronic components that is responsible for controlling the resistance in our circuit, right? Then that's the main point. If I control the resistance, and the resistance has an inverse proportion with the current, then more resistance, less current, right? More resistance, less current, because this is the Ohm's law concept, right? That between the current and the voltage, there's a direct proportion, right? But between and the current and the resistance, there's an inversion or there's an inverse proportion, right? Then the meaning of this is that if my circuit has the most resistance, the current will be less. Okay, less current, more resistance. Or higher resistance, less current. Okay, then you gotta recall this. Okay, let's do it. Let's do something. You gotta recall this concept, right? There's an inverse proportion between current and resistance regarding E equal voltage divided resistance. Okay, more resistance, less current. More current, more voltage. More current, less resistance. More current, less resistance. Can you figure it out by yourself? That is the more current, more voltage. More current, less resistance. Less resistance, less resistance. More, less, more. Okay, there's an directly proportion and there's an inverse proportion, right? Then that's the main point of this. You gotta grasp this concept, right? Then don't forget. So we already know what is a potentiometer, right? A potentiometer is a variable resistor that allows you to adjust the resistance in a circuit by turning a knob or sliding a lever. So you can change the flow of electricity. That's the main point of this is a variable resistor, right? So this is the potentiometer, and we gotta recall that it has three main pins, right? The first pin is the ground. The second pin is the input, and the third pin is the output, right? Then we gotta connect. We gotta link in our circuit. We gotta link the second and the third pin. Okay, the first pin. Okay, the first pin in our potentiometer is not used. Okay, but just in this case, right? We are not using that. Also, another concept that we need to grasp, perhaps, let me just grasp this. We gotta recall that what is this component? This is the 18. Let me please grab this. It's this. Oh no, there's this there. This is a voltage regulator, right? This is a voltage regulator. What is this? Let me please. This is our transistor, right? And its main function is to take high voltage input and provide an stable one, right? Then it decreases the voltage amount. Okay, what is its main function? Decrease the voltage, right? Decrease the voltage. Decrease the voltage. Because we gotta recall that the 8005 is a voltage regulator that takes higher voltage input and provides a stable 5 voltage output. It ensures a constant and reliable power supply for your circuits. Then it's another way that you can protect your circuit from higher peaks, right? If you don't want to have high peaks, you have to use this. Okay, that's one of the best way to reduce and just be responsible for how much current you are providing to your circuit, right? So the next component, what is this? Takes higher. So we are going to do this. Reduce voltage, right? Reduce voltage. What is this main function? Reduce voltage. Reduce voltage. The 17805, its main function is reduce voltage. That's why if we have in our sequence, right? Let me please grab this battery. If I'm grabbing this battery, okay? I have here some jumpers connected as well. That's a 9 volts battery, right? If I want to protect my circuit from the 9 volts, I have to use this transistor, right? And its main function is to reduce the voltage. It's going to reduce this from the 9 volts to 5 volts. Okay, that's why this is a 17805 5 volts regulator, right? Okay, things like a filter that only lets 5 volts electricity through, blocking any extra voltage, right? If we have an extra voltage, it will be taking this off, right? It won't allow that higher voltage to flow in our circuit. It will be protecting our circuit, right? Then you already know. Now, the next concept that we need to know is transistor as well. And this transistor is called T120, right? This is an amazing one. It seems like it's the same that the previous one, but not. It has a different electronic configuration, right? And it has different functions, right? The transistors, and in this case, this one is going to act like an amplifier. Okay, this is a reducer. This is an amplifier, but they look like the same, teacher. That's what get used. In electronic, and most all the cabinets looks like the same, right? Then, but they have here tiny words and numbers, serial numbers. Okay, you gotta use your glass to read it. Like, oh yeah, this is the electronic components, and it's really hard to see. In this case, this is the tip 81 120 22. This is a tip 122. Okay, then it's really harsh to say, but it's suitable. Okay, now we gotta recall that what is the main function. Okay, we have already seen two transistors, right? Two kinds of transistors, but the first part is the first transistors that 8805 is the one responsible to reducer, right? It's like a reducer. But yes, the tip 122 is an increaser, is a potentiometer, is a potentiometer, is an amplifier, right? Then reducer, amplifier, right? The tip is an amplifier. Okay, it's an amplifier or switch for electrical current. It can control electric current flow through it using a much smaller current. It's like a gate that can open or close at a big channel of water in a just small level, right? This is something like I'm making the current to reducing, being to increasing. Okay, then the main point here is that there are two kinds of transistors, right? The tip is one to amplifier, and the another one, that 8505, is responsible for reducing, right? Reducing, amplifying, right? One is an reducer, and the second one is an amplifier, right? That's the main concept of that. Amplifier, reducer. Don't forget this, please. I need to understand. You gotta understand this, okay? Reducer, amplifier, reducer, amplifier, right? Reducer, amplifier. Okay, you really gotta recall this, okay? Because that's one of the best way to memorize this or to comprehend this, right? Then don't give me a cool short on this. So the next concept that we need to master is yes or yes is this is one of my favorites, right? This is the LM. This is an lm555, or also call it 555, 55, 55. Apologies. This is the lm555, also called lm555, right? Then its main function is a timer chip that can generate precise time delays and oscillations. What does it mean, teacher? I'm not understanding this. LM is a clock that, for instance, if you want to control your motor, right, or a LED that is constantly writing, right, and you wanna make this different, or you wanna make this flickering. Instead of being constant, you wanna have flickering LED, right? That flickering, it's produced by this, the five the 555 L components, and its main function is to delay the signals. Okay, it can modulate and it can delays. Okay, then if you have a constant, you can set this up to just send a signal each 1 second. Instead of being constant, you're stopping this. Okay, like it's not like it's not a constant flow. These electronic components is the one responsible for making cycles. Okay, then I'm going to send this signal each 2 seconds. 1 second, two, send 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's the LM function, right? 2 seconds. Perhaps now 1 second. Now, without this, the signal will be constant. With these components will be different, right? The signal will want to be constant. Okay, will be regulated, will be modulated, right? Also, you can control the time of delay. Okay, then that's the main point of this. Let's record this over again. It's a time issue that can generate precise time delays and oscillation, and its timing is controlled by an external resistor and capacitors. That's why you gotta connect resistance, okay, and capacitors around those now 6 pins, 8 pins. About, okay, you gotta connect, and you gotta also recall that the potentiometer has a different data sheet, and the resistor has a data sheet. The LM has a data sheet. What is the data sheet about? The data sheet is a document where you're gonna get the electronic components, right? Then let's check something. Let's check the concept capacitor, and later we are going to get or to grab the data sheets, right? Then the LM is a timer, okay? It delays is a delayer, okay? What is the LM? Is a delayer. You can say this. Perhaps that's how we are. That's how we are getting the concept, or that's how we are acquiring the concept, right? It's like a delayer, right? Then we have three main components, right? Two of them are so similar. Transistors, right? Transistors. These are reducer, amplifier. Reducer, amplifier. lm is a delayer. Oh my goodness. Reducer, amplifier, delayer. Oh, it's no hard to understand. It's a piece of cake, right? This is a variable resistance, okay? And this is a fixed resistance, right? Then we gotta introduce this concept that we have already used. Two kinds of capacitors. This is a ceramic capacitor, and this is an electric capacitors. What is its main function? Let's check. Its main function is to store electrical energy like a thin battery. And its ability to store energy is measured in farads. What is its measure? Farads. Okay. Electrical capacitor, ceramic. Okay. Electrical ceramic, and the measure is farads, right? Then it's like a tiny battery. It has the same function. It stores energy, right? Then stores energy is like an stores energy, right? Stores energy. Okay. Perfect. Now that we have already seen the concepts and that we have already confirmed that the breadboard is a place that you can connect or easy connect. Okay, quickly connect. Let's you quickly connect electrical components. Okay, electrical components. Okay. Quickly connect. Fixed resistance, that its main function is protect circuits from highest currents. Okay? Why? Because we have the Ohm's law, and the Ohm's equation is saying that if I divide the voltage divided by the resistance, I will have the current. Then there's an inverse proportion between resistance and volt and current, right? More current, less resistance. More resistance, less current. That's the point of this, right? This is a potentiometer. Its main function is variable resistance, protect circuits. Variable resistance, protect circuits. And its measure is ohms, kiloohms, okay? Ohms, that's right. Okay, keep moving forward. How is it called? This is a capacitor, right? This is an electrical capacitor, and this is a ceramic capacitor, right? Electrical, ceramical, right? It has more capability than this, right? It has more capability than this. It has more capability than this. It has more capability than this. Okay. Now we have to introduce over again this. Recall this. The 7805 transistor is one responsible for reducing. It's just like a reducer, right? And this is called a tip 122. The 122 or the 120, those are so similar, and so there's no odd difference between them, just how much voltage they do support, but they are the same. They are pretty same. So the tip 120 or the 122 is the same function, and its function is being an amplifier, right? Amplifier, reducer. Please don't forget this, because we gotta expose this. Okay. Now we are going to grab the data sheets Okay, I'm going to show you what is the data sheet. Okay, guys, we are here in Google. Okay, this Google this Google search, I have used this lm555 55 lm555 data sheet. Okay, and I've said like this. Just check this. Okay, this is the international, or this is the standard document that will have the internal configuration. Okay, in this case we'll have all the electronic components that that we have used, that these components is currently using, right? And how what is its architecture and something like that. Also, it has look at this. In this sheet, you are going to get information like threshold voltage. What is the threshold voltage? What is the limit? Okay. Trigger voltage. What is the supply voltage? Okay. What is the supply voltage, supply current? If you overcome this current, perhaps the circuit will be, or the resistor will be burned, right? Then that's why this information is so important. Okay, that's where you can find which. Look at this pin configuration. Okay, this is the place where you can get the pins information. Okay, how you can use the pins configurations. Okay, like the first pin is the ground, the second is the trigger, the third is like the output. You gotta recall that the potentiometer has an input and an output. This lm has 8 pins, and each pin has one specific duty, right? Like the 7 is a discharge, 6 is the threshold, 5 is the control voltage. Okay, then that's where you can find. Okay, if you wanna, perhaps let's check what is the tip 12022 data sheet, right? That's the same search that I have used previously, right? Let's check. We are getting this. This is the data sheet place. Okay, look at this. We are getting this. This is the place that where you can read which are the features. The features like what is the minimum voltage, what is the maximum voltage, what is the current, what is the maximum current supported by this, what is this maximum temperature supported by each electronic component. Then that's how, or that's why is the data sheet is so important, right? The data sheet. Okay, yes, so yes, you gotta recall this. Okay, the data sheet place. Also, I am fostering you to visit this web page and to make the same kind of search, right? Let's check now the for instance, this is the 85, the A0 data sheet. Okay, look at this. This is the data sheet of this. Check this. Obviously, you can get all the information, how it was built, which kind of electronic components it already has, how to use them, how to configure them, right? Then that's why the data sheet is so important. So the next part that I'm going to explain you is how to use artificial intelligence to grasp all the concept, right? Then say like, explain me how does work, how does what is the main function, what's the main function of For instance, in this kind of the tip 122, just in two lines. Okay, explain me, no, do me something, no, explain me. If you're going to use artificial intelligence, you cannot use to replace you, okay? You gotta use to enhance yourself, okay? Then that's why you gotta use all the time the prompt, explain me, nothing else. Don't use nothing like write for me, no, explain me, okay? Explain me what's the main function of water just in two lines. The tip is a high power transistor and acts as an electronic switch or amplifier. Tip amplifier is it allows a small current to control much larger current, makes it useful for application like motor control or power supplies. Okay, teacher. For instance, I wanna now explain me without semantic dopes. The semantic dopes, okay, the concept potentiometer just in two lines. It's like the same one, but with a different, without a slight difference, right? A potentiometer is a type of variable resistor with three terminals. It allows you to adjust resistance between two of the terminals by turning a knob or sliding a contact, which is used for controlling things like volume or light intensity. Okay, then that's a good point. That's how you can use the artificial intelligence to hone your knowledge acquired. Okay, if you got some questions, please don't hesitate to ask to AIs, but don't use the AIs in the wrong way, right? Don't use the prompt right for me. No, all the time you gotta use explain me. Explain this to me. Okay, please, if you got some questions about this, please don't hesitate to ask them on the comments below. See you in the next class because this class is so important. It's time to crack the book. See you in the next class.